Gerald Haman of Creative Solutions Network has developed one of Chicago's most thought-provoking creative work environments called the Thinkubator, located in a renovated loft near downtown Chicago. Since 1990, thousands of people have attended brainstorming or training sessions that have generated ideas worth millions of dollars. Clients included people from companies such as Kraft Foods, Lucent Technologies, Valvoline Oil, Motorola, Helene Curtis, and Baxter Healthcare.
Hello, I'm Gerald Haman, and I'm here to discuss how you can develop more creative and innovative environments in your organization. As you scan the panoramic skyline of downtown Chicago from the rooftop deck of the Thinkubator's building, you see thousands of offices that provide environments to millions of people who want to be more creative, innovative, and productive. I have visited hundreds of those spaces during the past decade and look forward to sharing the results of my research in this program. This program is the second in a two-part series on innovative work environments. In the first segment, we focused on specific cultural elements that are necessary to foster creativity and innovation. In this segment, we're going to look at the physical aspects and detailed components of the physical workspace that are necessary to foster creativity and innovation. Most creativity and innovation training focus on what is going on inside of people's brains, or the inner space. It's also important to consider what happens outside of the brain, or the outer space. Research has found that where you work greatly impacts how you think. Research also shows that over 60% of people are unhappy with their work environment, according to a Harris Research poll. How do you feel about your space? Through my consulting practice, we've identified over 100 questions that are important to consider when developing a creative work environment. Today we're going to take a look at the 5 most important questions. We ask that you think about how they relate to you and your work environment. Question number 1. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your work environment, and why? 1 is a low rating and 10 is high, meaning you are very happy with your physical work environment. So what was your rating? If it was low, do not feel that you're alone. Our research shows that people have rated their work environments an average of a 3.9 on a scale of 1 to 10. One survey of 90 people from Amoco Corporation indicated that their people rated their environment a 2.2 on the scale. So why do people rate their environment so low? There are basically 3 reasons. Number 1 is that people are too busy working in their environment that they rarely find time to work on their environment. 2 is that there are many organizational rules and regulations that tell people what they can or cannot do with their workspaces. And number 3 is people have never learned how to design environments that foster creativity and innovation. If you're one of those people, this training session should help you. Question number 2. What is your favorite place to work and why? Think about where you are and when you feel the most productive and creative. Where do you get most of your work done? People rarely say they feel productive or creative in their office or cubicle. Think about the number of hours you spend at your cluttered desk staring at a computer monitor. Most people say they feel creative and productive when they're away from their normal office and working at home in their favorite chair or seated in their backyard inspired by nature. I feel most productive and creative when I'm in this chair. It's called the Symmetron chair, and it's designed to be ergonomically comfortable. And it has the technology to move in a circular motion that makes me feel very relaxed and inspires my imagination. When I'm seated in the Symmetron chair, I like to use my notebook computer because I found that notebook computers are portable and allow me to capture my ideas when and where I'm most creative. As a matter of fact, I think most people should replace their bulky desktop computers with laptop computers that give them the portability to be with them when they're most creative. Question number 3. Where are you when you get your most creative ideas, and why? Going beyond question number 2, think about the environments you were in when you came up with the big breakthrough ideas and fresh perspectives. It is typically in unexpected or unusual places. I found I come up with my most creative thoughts and ideas while I'm exercising. Therefore, when I'm using the Stairmaster at the Thinkubator, I always have a notepad with me to capture ideas and a pencil. I've also found, for extended thoughts, my electronic voice recorder is a very powerful tool. So why do I seem to come up with so many creative ideas while I'm exercising? Well, research shows that exercise increases the flow of oxygen to the brain, and that oxygen allows your mind to make more creative connections. So what can we learn from this example? Well, first of all, whenever you're exercising, have some recording tools with you. And secondly, if you are seated at a chair and out of ideas, get up, walk around, and use the movement to help you move and think outside of the box. Question number 4. What can you learn from people who do work in creative, innovative, or productive environments? Many people think of artists, graphic designers, and musicians as the only people that work in creative environments. In my research, I found a lot of other people who work in traditional jobs yet took the initiative to design a creative space that met their needs. That research is the basis for the models and the questions that we are addressing in this training session. However, I recommend you continue your own personal research by answering the next question. Question number 5. How might you design a work environment that is ideal for creativity, innovation, and productivity? Welcome to our Thinkubator. People say they want to think outside of the box, but too often they work in a box-like environment, such as their cubicle, a conference room, or their office. We developed the Thinkubator so that our clients and staff could get out of their box-like spaces and come to an environment that is thought-provoking and comfortable. The Thinkubator design is based upon several models that came from our experience in working with more than 100 of the Fortune 500 companies and clients from 17 countries. The first model we're going to explore is called the 3 Ps. This model allows you to look at 3 different levels of work environments. The 3 Ps are public space. This is the space that you see when you walk into an office complex, building, or lobby. Partnership space, which refers to the space in which you work with other people, like conference rooms or team centers. And the last P is personal space. This is the individual space in which you work most of the time, such as your office or cubicle. Let's look at the 3 Ps in more detail. Public space includes environments such as entrances, lobbies, reception areas, hallways, cafeterias, libraries, and lounges. As people walk through the public spaces on their way to the Thinkubator, they are often surprised to find this open-air atrium that allows them to look up and see the blue sky and smell the fresh air. Partnership space includes conference rooms and lounge areas where teams of people meet to discuss and develop creative ideas and solve problems. At Creative Solutions Network, our Thinkubator has this room called the Partnership Playground that is filled with hundreds of thought-provoking tools and toys, colorful art, comfortable furniture, and even this bright disco ball so people can dance to several thousand songs. Teams of 10 to 20 people come to this room, the Partnership Playground, to brainstorm or ideate real solutions to key needs, including such areas as new product development, strategic planning, training, meeting planning, or product naming.
I have brought my own staff, Conley Design, to the Thinkubator, as well as I have brought clients in the past. And there's advantages to both different groups. In both cases, I saw the sheer fact of taking someone off-site makes them think differently, thinks outside of the box. This environment really enhances how much they relax, and they are more comfortable.
We look at problems differently now. Rather than hand-wringing over a problem, one individual hand-wringing over a problem, we'll get a team of people together and we'll go off and we'll ideate about it, and we'll use some of the tools and techniques and get into a different environment and come up with lots of great ideas and creative ideas.
Now let's visit another partnership space called Innovation Space in Austin, Texas, founded by entrepreneur and innovation expert Cynthia Carlisle. She's the designer, owner, and chief creative spirit of Innovation Space.
It's a very flexible type of environment, and I created it for that reason, because I wanted people to be more comfortable to do some of the really hard work that's required in an environment that fostered creativity and helped them have some fun. And that's really what Innovation Space is about. The tagline is a creative playground for the brain, and that's how I think of it. And I feel like that I help lead people in their creative, spiritual kind of journey, so that I am kind of their guide along the way, whether that be through my facilitation of the group or even if it's somebody that's renting the space, if I'm helping them set up how, is the most effective way to use the room and what tools they might want to access here. That's my goal.
We asked Cynthia to tell us about the most important aspects of designing a creative physical environment.
The principles that, to me, of creating an effective physical environment that's going to be really creative, one of the most important things is an effective use of space and light. I have lots of effective use of space, so people can actually feel comfortable to move around, to reconfigure things, to drag beanbag chairs and pillows out, to try different kinds of seating, to move tables around, because things are not that close together. And natural light is very, very important for people to feel comfortable and relaxed. And it doesn't even matter if it's raining outside. If they can look outside, it makes a huge difference. Another thing that matters is have it to be visually pleasing, so that they're drawn to different things, so that, their eye, as they're wandering around, which we all do when we're sitting somewhere looking around, that you notice different things that are attractive and you're drawn to them. The components of a creative environment are things that apply to the principles. And one of the things that's a really effective component to have, which is pretty easy for almost anybody to get, is to have some greenery in their space, to have some live plants. It's important to have live ones as opposed to silk ones, because there's something different about the feel and the reaction people have to live plants. Another thing that's really useful is to have a variety of art objects and other kinds of objects, really attractive things that people want to look at and touch. Those kinds of things really make a difference in getting the right brain accessed and getting people in a different, more relaxed place. Colors and texture are probably one of the things that I do here that's more unique than most other creative spaces that you'd see. My facility is filled with color, and I use it pretty effectively, and people are drawn to it. Some people associate the colors with children, the bright colors, and they think, oh wow, and they start saying playroom, and then they're going like, it's okay for me to do that. And they see unusual textures. I have beautiful silk drapes in the living room. I have beads, the kind of the hippie beads that we all knew about. And I can't tell you how many people have climbed inside those beads and twisted them around them. Music is really important, to have a variety of music for people to choose from, to help get them stimulated, to get mood setting, and to have them have enough music for people to find what they want to play. I have lots of books. I'm a book collector, and I have a pretty decent library. And I encourage people to take out books during the sessions and look through them. Probably one of the most important things I have here is a huge collection of toys, and hats and games, and other kinds of props that are accessible to everybody. And what happens is that when people see that, some are reticent and back off from this huge closet that's like 16 feet long, that has no doors on it, that you can walk, into and access all these things. Some people just stand and look, and others are in there instantly playing with them. And I've had a number of people come through the space who have brought, to come to tour or to visit about something, who have brought their small children with them. And the kids have no hesitation. They go straight for this closet or in there playing, and then they get very upset when their parents say it's time to go. And the adults eventually start acting, given enough time, exactly like their children do. And they like the same toys even. They're really enamored with certain ones. I mean, certainly some are more popular than others. And it's very powerful to watch that kind of childlike relish come back to somebody after they've given themselves permission to kind of step out of their normal boundaries. Another thing that I find really useful is to have multiple types of writing surfaces. The facility has got giant whiteboards, and they're like 8 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and they're all over the place, so that people basically can write on the walls. They have permission to write on the walls, which is pretty cool. There's flip charts all over the place. There's pieces of paper everywhere. There's Post-it notes. So, you can't lose your thought here.
Personal space refers to an individual's cubicle, office, or personal work area. The relaxation room is popular because it has the Cimatron chair, a sofa, comfortable chairs, and a soft carpeted floor. Special lighting is used to simulate natural sunlight, and a clever fake window gives people a relaxing view of a sandy Hawaiian beach. A popular personal space is this rollable desk on wheels that give users the flexibility to move it to any area of the Thinkubator they like. This chair from Herman Miller is called the Aeron. It's very flexible and extremely comfortable, which means you can sit in it for many hours. Some people want a more home-like atmosphere, such as this family room in the Thinkubator. A lot of people brainstorm in this area around the fire because they find it's comfortable, relaxing, and thought-provoking. Think about the elements of your favorite environments that are comfortable and relaxing, and identify which elements can be applied to your own personal workspace. Let's switch gears for a moment. You may recall the 3 R's from grade school. I've developed a model called the new 3 R's, which stands for recording ideas, recalling ideas, and recreating solutions. Your primary goal is to be equipped with lots of resources to help you record ideas so they can easily be recalled and remembered, and then recreated into breakthrough solutions. The primary purpose is for you to be what we call idea ready, so that you can record ideas when and where you're most creative. I keep most of my personal 3R tools in my portable office, which is this backpack-style briefcase that allows me to carry my notebook computer, a clipboard, a digital camera for taking photos of my ideas, a small CD player. Of course, I never go anywhere without a pen and some index cards to capture the thoughts, my electronic voice recorder, a few idea generation tools. Sometimes I get hungry for a think bar. And of course, I don't like to go anywhere without a few thought-provoking gadgets or toys to provoke my thinking. The new 3R's model also applies to partnership spaces and group meetings. Let's take a look at a few examples from resources at the Thinkubator. The Thinkubator is equipped with many flip charts and this electronic whiteboard that gives people the capability of printing the ideas that they recorded. Our Thinkubator is filled with many tools to foster the 3R's and encourage creative thinking. We've invented tools such as the Pocket Innovator that has hundreds of keywords to trigger your thinking, and the Pocket Persuader that has hundreds of keywords to help you sell your creative ideas. We also use video images and have dozens of books filled with photographs to stimulate people's imagination. Our meetings tend to be very efficient because we have created question banks, which are computerized databases of hundreds of questions that can be tailored to make your meeting very efficient. In addition to that, We have idea banks. The ideas come from the question banks and allow people to recall what occurred at our meetings. The most effective environments engage all of the senses. Effective environments not only should look thought-provoking, but they should feel thought-provoking. They should sound thought-provoking. They should smell thought-provoking, and yes, they should even taste thought-provoking. Bottom line is that your entire environment, including public spaces, partnership spaces, and personal spaces, should be multisensory. As we explore the Thinkubator, we're going to cite examples that relate to all 5 of the senses. Innovative environments should look thought-provoking. Design environments that are visually stimulating. The Thinkubator's Skyline View wall has 30 aerial panoramic photographs of skylines from around the world. Some people think we have the best views of any office in Chicago, and if you look out of our front windows, you can see the real Chicago skyline, including the Sears Tower. Some experts have found that purple is the best color to foster creativity. This wall is magnetic and contains nearly 1,000 magnetic words. People get very engaged in creating sentences and finding the words to trigger new ideas. Don't think just about the walls. What can be done on the ceiling? There is a variety of stimuli on the ceiling to encourage people to think differently. Have you thought about enhancing your personal computer space? Try to bring your computer to life. Even computers can be given a personality. This one has arms and a face created by using a product called monitor morphs. We want people to see they have unlimited opportunities to learn and create. So this bookshelf is filled with hundreds of publications on creativity and innovation. We have a variety of paintings and sculptures that encourage curiosity. These paintings are based on question marks, and these chairs were sculpted in the shape of question marks. This tree captures people's attention because it is called a creativity and symbolizes that ideas can grow on trees if you have the right climate for creativity. People also autograph bulbs after they've completed a Thinkubator session. We have a collection of things to symbolize the creative process. For example, these unique light bulbs, brain models, and question mark artifacts serve as good conversation starters. As you see, you don't need a window office to expand your view and broaden your horizons. Innovative environments should sound thought-provoking. Most groups have at least one person that loves to play the piano. So it's not uncommon during some of the breaks or during lunch hour for someone to play the piano and have everybody join in. However, if you're like me and have no musical talent, the piano will play for you. Innovative environments should feel thought-provoking and comfortable. We have a wide variety of chairs. The most popular ones are these light bulb-shaped beanbag chairs. We have a tradition at the Thinkubator. In order to make people feel more comfortable, we give them white cotton tube socks. At first people are skeptical, but eventually everyone is happy to kick off their shoes and relax. Other comfortable and thought-provoking chairs include the seashell and these lips designed by French artist Louis Diderot. People are actually surprised when they find they can sit on the sculptures. We've found that innovative thinkers are very kinesthetic. They like to feel and touch things. Therefore, we have this tool tower filled with dozens of thought-provoking toys and gadgets. Some of the more popular items include Play-Doh, Tubers and Zots, and of course, Tinker Toys. Innovative environments should smell thought-provoking. People like the smell of certain aromas. Perhaps that's why they like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen area. There's been a proliferation of research on aromas' impact on creativity and productivity. People often say it smells good here at the Thinkubator because we use such devices as these diffusers to dissipate aroma into the environment. We use lavender and orange to foster relaxation and reduce tension. And we use peppermint and rosemary scents to foster energy and creativity. innovative environments should taste good. We believe that if people eat well, they can think well. Therefore, we serve our lunches in this dining area to foster teamwork and a family-like collaboration. Our caterers serve food that not only tastes good, but does not put people to sleep. Now, people do enjoy candy during breaks. However, we try to encourage that they eat healthy snacks. Therefore, we have items like think bars to foster their creative thinking. And we encourage that they chew on some brain gum to get their creative juices flowing. And what seems to be very popular is drinking creativity to foster people's imagination. I have this mouse trap because it's a symbol of how many people feel about their work environment. They feel their imagination is trapped. I'm going to close by telling you a story about laboratory research on mice and their environments. One group of mice were placed in a dull, boring, cubicle-like environment. Another group of mice were placed in a multisensory, stimulating environment. After several months, the researchers studied the mice and discovered that the mice that were in the dull, boring environment were very de-energized and had experienced brain cell shrinkage. The mice that were in the multisensory environment were full of energy and actually experienced brain cell growth. Hopefully this training session will help you avoid feeling that your creativity and innovation are trapped and that your imagination can flourish.
Thank you for participating in this program. However, your learning experience does not have to end here. The Primedia Corporate University Network website allows you to interact with the presenter and to obtain additional content materials. Access these features by entering the Primedia Training Store and selecting this program title. We look forward to sharing more information, education, and training with you in the future. Copyright 1998 by Primedia Workplace Learning. All rights reserved. Videotaping this program is strictly prohibited by law.